Hi Mark, I'm Lilian, and this week I'm going to read some news for you, and it's on ABC News. And the first one, the title is Chicago seeks e-cigarette ban in public places. Chicago is set to become the first major American city to ban the use of electronic cigarettes in public places. Chicago's City Council will be asked today to consider a proposal to prohibit the use of battery-operated smoking devices anywhere that the use of cigarettes and other tobacco products are already forbidden. According to Chicago Health Commissioner Dr. Barbara Charker, the ban is championed by Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel as well as several other local elected officials and numerous public health groups. The proposal will be studied by a council subcommittee and then put up for a vote in December. The proposed ban would amend an existing ordinance regulating tobacco use in public spaces. Charker said if passed, it will go into effect sometime in January 2014. A prohibition on the sale of flavored tobacco products within 500 feet of schools will also go into effect within 6 months of passage. Recommended 5 things you need to know about e-cigarette. Concord said the ban aimed to protect children from any tobacco use, including electronic cigarettes, which contain nicotine and other chemicals. E-cigarettes come in flavors such as cotton candy, gummy bear, and dozens of other flavors and colors designed to appeal to children, he said. A Centers for Disease Control and Prevention study found nearly 1.8 million young people had tried e-cigarettes and that the number of e-smokers among U.S. middle and high school students doubled between 2011 and 2012. Charker said that increase is alarming considering the products have only been available for a short time. Currently, it is legal for a 40-year-old kid to walk into any store and buy these things. No questions asked, he said. We think that's wrong and we want to change it. The Chicago ban will make it illegal to sell e-cigarettes to minors within city limits. Retailers would also be required to apply for a sales license to sell e-smoke products, and they could only be sold from behind the counter, the same as other tobacco products, Charker said. Recommended. Once a novelty, e-cigarettes now mainstream. Erica Swart, vice president of the American Lung Association, said she applauds the proposed ban. The Lung Association wants to make sure public health is protected, and we believe this is an important step to continuing that, Swart said. Beyond her concern that e-cigarettes could serve as a gateway to other tobacco use, Swart said that some of the entitled studies looking at the dangers of second-hand e-vapors are troubling. We certainly believe we have come a long way in protecting people from the dangers of cigarette smoke in public places, she said. We don't want to have people now exposed to e-cigarette secondhand emissions until we know more about them. Surprisingly, Thomas Kikalas, co-owner of e-cigarette maker In Life and co-founder of the Tobacco Vapor Electronic Cigarette Association, said the ban is logical and he supports it. The FDA says that are to be regulated as tobacco products, and as such, any tobacco regulations should also apply to e-cigarettes at this point in time, Kilas says, referring to a 2011 federal court decision that gives the Food and Drug Administration the authority to regulate e-smokers under existing tobacco laws rather than as a medication or medical device. And this news is over. And the next one, the title is Bats Not Easy to Love, Dying Daily by Thousands. Talk about bad press. The poor bat has been featured in so many horror movies that its image ranks right up there with the devil, yet it is one of the best friends we have in the animal kingdom. It saves billions of dollars every year for farmers by voraciously feeding on insects that would otherwise destroy crops, and it pollinates as it goes about its nightly tasks. But these are hard days for these particular animals, because they face mass extinctions from a disease called white nose syndrome, and every night thousands are killed by energy-producing wind turbines that conservationists, economists, and politicians hope will reduce this nation's need for foreign oil. Every solution to this perplexing energy problem comes with a downside, and wind turbines are no exception. A new study from the University of Colorado Denver estimates that 60,000 bats were killed by wind turbines last year alone. According to biologist Mark Hayes, author of the study, the number is probably conservative. It covers only the migratory period, and it is based on the lowest estimate from each site, not the highest. It could be as high as 90,000, he noted. Why should anyone care? According to Bat Conservation International of Austin, Texas, the low end estimate of the value of bats to U.S. agriculture is at least $3.7 billion. Cotton farmers alone are saved about $74 per acre. The organization's study, published in the journal Science 2 years ago, concluded. But here's an odd twist to this saga. Most bats don't die from colliding with the turbine's blades. They can detect objects with exhalations, and they seldom collide with the main structures, although they fly mostly at night. According to Ern Birdwell of the University of Calgary, who has been researching the problem in Canada for years. Instead, a sudden but subtle drop in atmospheric pressures from the blast causes internal homohaggling, a condition known as barotrauma. Bats are more vulnerable to barotrauma than birds, according to Birdwell, and bats fertilize far outnumber birds fertilize at most sites. So this has become a bat issue, not a bird issue. Birdwell explained that bat lungs differ from bird lungs. That, like other mammals, bats have a system that is less a balloon with two-way airflow ending in thin, flexible sacs surrounded by capillaries. When there's a sudden drop in air pressure, the sacs can over-expand, bursting the capillaries, and the bats die from hemorrhaging. Birds have a more rigid system and can thus survive a drop in air pressure. Birds, by the way, have benefited from several mitigating factors, including better lighting around wild farms, and their fertilizers have decreased, although lots of birds still collide with turbines and die. But everybody loves birds, and few love bats, so it has been more difficult to arouse public concern and address ways of reducing bat deaths, even though there are ways that seem promising. Researchers in both Canada and United States have found that bats die from turbines almost entirely during periods when the wind is low, because they can't fly in high winds, and during low wind periods, the turbines barely move anyway. So would it be possible to leave and let idle when the wind is low and not sufficiently affect the amount of energy produced? The answer, according to Edward Arnett from Bat Conservation International, is yes. And the news is over. And the next one, the title is called Grieving Parents of Stillborns Find Healing on Facebook and YouTube. Hope Lyon was in her 36th week of pregnancy when things began to go wrong. She learned her son was in a breech position, and after 3 attempts, doctors successfully moved him into a head-down position. It was exhausting, and I was very anxious, said the Simpsonville SC mother. Last night I was in the kitchen with my husband and literally felt my children clawing at me in my cervix area. But the next day, she felt none of the usual kicking. Despite poking and jiggling her pregnant belly to get a response. It was her mother's intuition that sent her to the hospital with nurses couldn't get her heartbeat, and during an ultrasound there was no blood flow. I think I went into shock, said Nayaru. A close friend had a stillbirth and I knew she had to deliver him. I broke down and said, "Oh God, please not me." On November 11, 2005, she labored all night long to deliver a 6-pound, 8-ounce stillborn. He was perfect, said Lenuya, now 40. The only thing wrong was that he had the cord wrapped around his neck twice. I know what killed him, the tightening of the cord, but the turning contributed to it. The child was named Colin Chamberlain, after Lauren's father. The nurses took pictures of the fully formed boy, whose face was badly bruised because of the quick birth. I treasure all 36 pictures, but they are never enough, said Narna, who now 8 years later has posted an album of her son on Facebook. She is not alone. With attitudes slowly changing, couples are encouraged to memorize their stillbirths, and in today's world, that means on social media. A stillborn is defined as a baby who dies after 20 weeks in utero and happens in about 1 in 160 pregnancies according to the March of Dimes. There is a huge culture who want to put it under the carpet and not talk about it, said Ling Yu, whose bereavement counselor in the NICU Family Support Program sponsored by the March of Dimes. I don't show everyone his picture, and some people react, but I am proud to be his mom and proud of him every day, she said. In 2011, Jeremy and Carrie Beer of Long Beach, California, posted a YouTube video of the loss of their triplets, Radia Desmond and Oscar. The couple had been chronicling the pregnancy online, and when Carrie's water broke at 22 weeks and they knew the babies likely would not survive, a reader urged them to take photos. I just wanted to stop, Jeremy Bear, who ended up taking more than 100 photos, told the Daily Beast, who first reported the story. I just want to be past that moment. Bear told ABCNews.com that the decision to put image of his children online was not an easy one. Even now, sometimes we go back and forth. Was it the best thing to do? But he said most people were extremely sensitive and supportive of their decision. We didn't just get encouragement from people, but here and there even advice. As funny as that sounds, the things people talk about to cope help us a great deal. Parents of stillborn children often feel alone in our grief, he said. Some may view the photos of the black and blue teenage infant as ghoulish, but mounting research on grief says keeping mementos of this stillborn baby recognize the existence and provides healing comfort to heartbroken parents. The video is touching to me, said Liu. The reality is we don't talk enough about the death of a stillborn. Death is not something we like to talk about in this nation, but we are breaking the silence. Finding photos of dead children, distasteful and morbid, was not always the case, according to Joanne Castle-Tor, assistant professor of research in trauma and grief at Arizona State University. She founded the Myth Foundation, a non-profit that helps families whose child has died from any cause. Postmortem photography, also called memento mori or in Latin, remember side death, was widely accepted in the United States during the 19th century when children of all ages died more frequently than today. It is now reappearing in parental protocol according to a 2012 study co-authored by Castle-Tor, which appeared in the Journal of Laws and Trauma. Families would save for years and years to get a family photo. A daguerreotype, it was a big deal, she said, when a family member died, and it was usually children. They would borrow from people to capture the shot. In one, a 12-year-old girl is sitting upright held by a broomstick behind her back. According to Castle-Tor, they painted her eyes open and you can see the rigor mortis on her fingertips. The photo of a stillborn now serves the same purpose, she said. If you don't take the picture, there is no opportunity to go back and retake it, because the baby is dead. The movement grew out of the work of Dr. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross at the University of Chicago, who in the 1980s coined the now widely accepted 5 stages of grief. She said, "We have to talk about death in an honest way," said Kakaroto. Today, hospitals encourage parents to embrace a stillborn baby and even offer photographic service and the opportunity to make mementos such as plaster marks of footprints. One organization, Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, trains, educates, and mobilizes professional quality photographers to provide beautiful heirloom portraits to parents who experience the death of an infant. And this news is over. And the next one, the title is Got ID, Bruce Brand starts carding on Twitter. You are about to get caught in cyberspace. Brand names including Budweiser and Bacardi are automatically sending direct message to anyone who follows their Twitter account, asking them to verify their age. One of the biggest challenges for alcohol brands is how they connect with an age-appropriate audience, say Tyrone Gelling, product manager for Twitter. On the company's blog, starting today, alcohol brands can safely grow their of-age network of Twitter followers in a way that's simpler than before. foot players' mistaken identity leads to Twitter confusion. Granted, age restrictions aren't heavily enforced on social media. There is no need to shell out money for a fake ID, since any Twitter user can lie about their age and say they are older than 21. The age verification process is no different than the one used on those companies' websites to weed out people too young to legally drink. In the privacy policy, Twitter writes that in order to perform this function, we may use third-party service providers to collect your information, including your birth date. In addition, Twitter can share its acquired age data and statistics with third parties for making purpose. Jen said that each brand must decide whether to use this screening process or not. Not every beer and booze company requires this age verification, so Fairfax Blue Ribbon and Sierra Nevada, among others, currently do not send the direct message. And this news is over. The last one is called Shopkick app offers users rewards and help them find deals. App name Shopkick. Price free. Available platform iPhone, iPad, and Android. What does this app do? Black Friday is less than a week away, and already some of the biggest retailers are promoting sales beginning as early to Thursday. Shoppers eager to get a jump start on holiday deals may find an app like Shopkick a useful tool to help them find and navigate all of those sales. The app, founded by Sarahi Rodin, Jeff Selinger, and Aaron in mind, allow users to find products in a variety of big-name retailers such as Macy's, Best Buy, and Crate and Barrel, and reward users with bonus or kicks when shoppers enter a store, scan items, and make purchase. And this past week, the app launched Shop Bacon, a small gadget that rests on a store's wall and utilizes Apple's iBacon Bluetooth low-energy signaling technology to alert shoppers to open the app when they walk into a store. It launched in a beta trial in Macy's stores in Union Square, San Francisco, and Herald Square, New York. To use the app, sign in with Facebook and browse items by searching through participating stores, such as Old Navy or Sephora. Tap an area to search stores and items nearby or select, or to see a feed of trending items. Users can create a book of items they like by tapping the heart icon and saving them to a wish list. Once shoppers have accumulated enough kicks, they redeem those rewards for gift cards. It is easy to install. Shopkick downloads quickly and its interface is simple to navigate. The app requires access to your location service and microphone in order to alert you to deals. And this one is over. Bye bye, Mark.